Hello, Moline High School. Welcome to your social emotional lesson for September 4th, 2024. We are going to talk about respect and responsibility this week. So, what are we learning today? First slide is going to be some counseling department updates. Then we're going to talk about respect and responsibility, and then I will throw out the activities for you. So first, talking about some counseling department updates. First of all, remember to use that clickable link counselor QR code form. It is in the Google Classroom. Remember that counselors are assigned by last name. So no matter who posts something in the Google Classroom, you still contact your counselor that's assigned by last name, and you can see that on the QR code form. Going back to talk more about the grade level Google Classroom, that is a great place to go find any updates. So if you have any questions about what's going on, or you're just kind of wondering about some general information, sometimes it's a little faster to look in the Google Classroom first to see if anything's been updated before you contact your counselor. Okay, attention seniors and early grad juniors. So all the counselors are going to begin senior meetings next week. So we're not going to start them this week. We're going to start next week. You don't need to ask your counselor for a meeting. They're going to call everybody down. We'll be talking about all things graduation related, including plans for after graduation. Also, senior pictures for the yearbook. So we've been getting a lot of questions about when the senior pictures for the yearbook are. They're going to be on September 13th during PE. Now, this is different than if you were to go out and get your own personal senior pictures. These are just for the yearbook. If you did a private session for senior pictures that was not at Life Touch, then you definitely need to do these pictures if you want to be in the yearbook. So, wanted to get all of that out of the way. Now, let's talk about respect and responsibility. So, I'm going to kind of refer back to some stuff that we did last year as well. So this is our third year of these types of SEL lessons of me making the videos. And we've done 2 years of kind of doing the respect and responsibility and talking about it kind of similar. Freshmen, you obviously haven't done this with me yet, so we're going to kind of condense things down and so that we're not repeating too terribly much for the older grades. So talking about respect, this is what when I did a Google search and found a definition of respect, it can be a noun or a verb, a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. And a verb would be to admire something deeply. So how we've kind of talked about respect in the past and how I like to think of it is it's treating others the same way you want to be treated, understanding other people's boundaries, and speaking the truth about others. And then responsibility. If you look up the definition of responsibility on Google, according to the Oxford Languages, it's the state or fact of being accountable or to blame for something, or the opportunity or ability to act independently and make decisions without authorization. So all of that fanciness kind of means owning up to your mistakes, being truthful to what you choose to do every day, and showing the world the person you want to be. And I like to think of responsibility as taking accountability or ownership of one's actions and words. So again, even with all these definitions, respect and responsibility can mean different things to different people. It can also be expressed differently in different cultures. There is also the question of respect being earned versus expected. Respect and responsibility can show up in all areas of your life, in school, work, home, friends. So respect and responsibility are basically really big terms that can mean different things to different people. But as we have talked about it over the last couple of years, we have come to kind of a general idea of what respect and responsibility looks like. But it also can look a little different at home versus school versus your friends versus your job. So, respect and responsibility in school. So, at the beginning of the school year, which was just a couple of weeks ago, you watched some video made by the deans about behavior expectations in the school. I'm not going to show the video again, but I did link the video in the Google Classroom for you. So, if you want to go back at any point and watch the dean's video, you're more than welcome to do that. And there's also a link to the student handbook, and I've also placed that in the Google Classroom so that you always have access to look at the MHS student handbook if you need to. But I want to summarize a few points of interest from the videos. So one of the main things I like to talk about at this point in our SEL lessons is the MHS core values, the 4 R's: respect, responsibility, readiness, and relationships. And as you can see here, since we're talking about respect and responsibility, those are 2 of our big R's that we value here at Moline High School. Respecting all people, belongings, beliefs, and environments, and responsibility, being responsible for your words, choices, actions, and belongings. We'll talk a little bit more about readiness and relationships later, but readiness is pretty self-explanatory. Be on time, prepared, and engaged. And relationships, that's a big one that we will talk about in a few weeks in our SEL lessons. So I'm also going to bring up the cell phone policy again. I know that we talked a little bit about why cell phones can be a distraction in school in our very first SEL lesson, but just a reminder of the cell phone policy that during instructional periods, you'll have 3 options for securing your phone. It remains in the locker, put in a wall pocket, or it's put away in the student's pocket or pencil case so that we're not using cell phones during instructional time. Outside of school, when we discuss how to be respectful and responsible outside of school, there isn't really an adult handbook like we have a student handbook here for the school. But in the community, we do have laws that are enforced by law enforcement, but we also don't have a social handbook. Sometimes you just have to kind of know what is respectful and what is responsible when you're outside of school. Social behaviors are usually taught at home, and they're guided by culture, religious beliefs, and many other factors around your personal community. We also have to remember that even if people have different ideas and different perspectives around what respect and responsibility look like, I think it can come down to we're all human. Let's treat each other as humans and be respectful that everybody can be different, and that's okay. Social media and technology has been a huge form of disrespect and irresponsibility over the last few years since cell phones have become so prominent, especially at younger ages. Many times the issues that arise via social media and text can turn into verbal and physical fights, very hurt feelings, and even more disrespect and irresponsibility face to face. We have to really remember how to communicate properly, communicate well during social media, and we really need to try to help to bring a little bit more kindness to the world. Last year, the definitions of respect and responsibility shared by students, I feel, can be summarized as this: treat others the way you want to be treated using kind communication, even when you don't agree, and showing the world who you want to be by doing the right thing, even when no one is looking or even when it is hard. Again, last year during one of our activities, you guys gave me your ideas of what respect and responsibility meant, and we kind of summarized like this. This leads us into what our activity is for today. So I have a Google Doc, and this is in your grade level Google Classroom, and you can either complete it by yourself or with a partner. It has questions related to everything that we talked about today. It starts off with those 2 statements that as a school, you guys gave me your definitions of respect and responsibility, and it starts off asking if you agree with that statement and why or why not. And then there's some other questions involved around that. So you can either do it by yourself, with a partner, whatever your teacher instructs you to do. And then you could also take time to do a class discussion, whether it's a whole class, small group with your partners, and share your ideas with each other. You guys could even talk amongst your friends at lunch about what you think about all of these ideas. The more we start talking about respect and responsibility and how to treat each other with kindness, the better our environment is, and we'll try to up that sense of belonging here in our school. Okay, guys, that is all I have for today. Have fun doing your activities. Next Wednesday, the 11th, is the activities fair, so get ready for that. We'll be doing that on our half day, and then I will see you the week after that in our video lesson. Have a good one, Moline. Bye.